The Premier League top 4 is now confirmed, and the 4 teams which will be playing Champions League football next season from the Premier League will be Manchester City, Arsenal, Manchester United, and the 4th team would be Newcastle United. After their thumping victory over Tottenham Hotspur 6-1 yesterday, I think that Newcastle United have confirmed their top 4 spot this season, and Tottenham Hotspur for me should be completely ruled out for the top 4 race. And Liverpool, Chelsea, Brentford and Fulham also should be ruled out for the top 4 race this season. The two teams that I think have a slight chance of achieving Champions League football next season are Brighton and Aston Villa. Aston Villa have played 32 matches in which they have achieved 51 points, and Brighton have played 29 matches in which they have achieved 49 points. If Unai Emery was appointed as the Aston Villa manager from the start of the season, I think that Aston Villa would be currently in third or fourth position. But due to his late appointment or late sacking of Steven Gerrard, I think that Aston Villa will just fall short of achieving Champions League football this season. But next season, I think that they will be strong contenders if they back Unai Emery properly. And the same can be said for Brighton also. Brighton, though they have played 2 games less than Newcastle United, and if we assume that they win their both 2 games which are in hand, they'll have 55 points and they will be only 4 points behind Newcastle. But if we look at the games which Brighton have got to play, it includes Nottingham Forest, Everton, Southampton, Manchester City, Arsenal, Manchester United, Aston Villa. If we exclude Nottingham Forest, Everton and Southampton also, which we should not do as all the 3 clubs are in a relegation battle, and we know that how difficult it is to face a relegation battling team. So I think that these might look easy games, but they will not be for Brighton, and I think that these 3 teams will give Brighton a really tough fight. So I think that Brighton will also, like Aston Villa, will just fall short of achieving Champions League football next season. But as we all know, Roberto De Zerbi is a fantastic manager, and anything can happen with Brighton also. They also lost to Manchester United yesterday in the semi-final of the FA Cup on penalties. Brighton will also look to bounce back. Let's see what happens. Their next game is against Nottingham Forest. I think that Brighton will bounce back and win that game, but let's see what happens again. And the 4 teams that I have said are Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal and Newcastle United. People knew that Newcastle United will start competing for Champions League football, but they didn't knew that within a year only they'll be so good, and that credit has to be given to Eddie Howe. Everybody thinks that the new ownership should be applauded, and they should be, but I think that Eddie Howe has also done a great job this season for Newcastle, and I think that he should be backed by the Newcastle board, and I think that he will be backed, and I think that if backed properly, Newcastle they can be a serious threat to the Premier League title, as well as not the Champions League title but the Premier League title mainly. So guys, I have named my top 4 predictions. Comment down your predictions also, the teams which are going to achieve top 4 this season of the Premier League. I have said that Newcastle, Manchester United, Arsenal and Manchester City will achieve the top 4 of the Premier League this season. Thank you guys, and comment down your thoughts and predictions, and if you think that any other team will achieve it, comment down that also. Thank you guys, and have a nice day.